Maybe. There we go. We're live. Oh my goodness. Hey, Mateus. Yes, it is time to LangTime Studio. I was working on a project and David didn't want to disturb me, and he should have, because
Very sorry.
I am delayed.
Held up.
No, it was you didn't want to disturb me. I'm in the middle of a large project that will hopefully be revealed at KopiCon.
Well, the thing was,
So I have a month to cram this work in.
I had something going on. I was,
You're such a liar. You just didn't want to disturb me.
I was out clubbing. I mean, it's Thursday. It's Thursday afternoon. What else is there to do? It's clubbing time.
It's flying high time.
That's right.
I love this shirt. Okay.
Yeah. Who got me this shirt? I can't remember.
I don't know. Okay. But we are here. Sorry for the 2-minute delay. And I also... Yeah, David seems like a trans house guy, sure.
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. I've never understood the definitions of either house or hip hop. The definitions seem so vague as to be utterly useless. And that includes alternative. Alternative used to have a meaning, and then it was just like, well, it's just music. Same thing with house, same thing with hip hop. But trance, on the other hand, that was a time in the early 2000s. I think we've discussed that here on the stream before. Some of my favorites were Isla and Mars and Mystery.
I'm not entirely sure.
That was a good time. Yeah, Indie's another one. Good point.
Oh, David's been working on things too, I see from his computer.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of exciting things happening, and I think both of us keep getting lost in our projects.
Hold on a minute.
Which has been difficult in terms of keeping time on timely things. Which, speaking of, I need to see if I have any birthday shout-outs.
That's what we should call our podcast, which we need to do.
We have over a week. We are so fine. We are so fine. And I don't have any birthdays, I'm safe. Okay.
We are less than a month away from KopiCon, Mr. Miles. KopiCon is September 23rd.
How are we feeling? How are we feeling?
KopiCon is September 23rd. It is August 24th.
Less than a month.
Yeah. And honestly, a lot has happened between this week and last week, at least in terms of us. We know what we're doing in terms of presentations. And it's going to be pretty exciting. It's... I'm not going to say too much, but I'm doing something that nobody's ever done before. Anyway.
And I'm not.
No, actually, if you finish out what you're doing, you're also going to be doing something that nobody's ever done before.
I'm going to finish it. I may not sleep between now and September 23rd, but I'm going to finish it.
Pencils down, Biblaridian.
My goodness.
The deadline was 2 p.m. No.
Woo-wee. Yeah, anime fan, there are definitely people, not us, stuck in a heat bubble, including my family. And so, yeah, hopefully they cool down, especially before we arrive to visit them.
Yeah, it's a very, very mild summer here.
And in case anyone's wondering, we were very fortunate in the recent hurricane events. We just had some light rain, and that's really it. No flooding, no.
There were only 2 places in California, because I looked. And
Palm Springs was the big one.
Palm Springs was one, and a place called Cathedral City was another. But the thing is, like, we actually get that type of flooding with rain. And in fact, a previous rain that we had had
Not the level they were showing in Palm Springs, no.
no, but I mean, just
I mean, we get flooding in
the
general.
thing is, we had a lot of rain to the point where we had some, minor flooding here. It was worse in Palm Springs when we had that rain. I'm saying the event that just occurred was not a big deal.
No, not for our area, no.
Or for any area, comparatively speaking, is what I'm saying.
Miles, your air conditioner is broken. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I've never heard that, I've never seen that shortening. It sounds like a convention for hot air balloon enthusiasts.
The aircon.
Welcome to AirCon.
I felt like a high five was needed after that.
There you go.
Man alive. All right, David, are you ready with poll results? Because this was...
No.
Oh. David's not ready.
I'm going to take a look. I have a feeling I know what it is, but...
It was close, and so you may need to do numbers.
I don't think so.
You sure about that?
100% sure, yeah.
Okay. Listen, when I was in charge of polls, I gave numbers. That's all I'm saying.
It was close, but here's the thing. The two that were doing battle were tied in 2 polls. And then in the third poll, one of them was in first place, the other was in last place. So, that pretty much tells us.
What Bibleridian was, they tried to make him apply for an ESTA? What's an ESTA?
Extraordinary supercilious transportation.
Oh.
No, you're right. I'm sorry, I was thinking of the other thing. Extraordinary supercilious transcontinental arrival form, but the F is left off.
Bibleridian is a U.S. citizen?
Oh, yeah. He's just like
He's a citizen of the world, though, isn't he?
No, he's just like Angela Lansbury and also Patrick McGowan. One of these famous people that is like a citizen of like the United Kingdom and America and has an accent that simply cannot be placed.
I feel that I should be granted citizenship in England with all the family names that I have. I feel like I must be English at some point
What's your maiden name again? What's your maiden name?
Saying about my mom's side, but go for it. Anyway.
But yeah, it really is. I mean, Patrick McGowan was an extraordinary person. Angela Lansbury was an extraordinary person, and so if you're keeping company with those two, I believe Patrick McGowan was a knight as well.
Oh, sorry. I interrupted the poll results. You still haven't given us the results, even though you said there was a tie, and I think I know who won. That means, but...
My goodness, Patrick McGowan wasn't knighted after Danger Man and the Prisoner? Seriously?
I actually don't know who Patrick McGowan is. So.
He was the star of Danger Man and the Prisoner.
I also don't know that.
I know. Prisoner is one of my favorite shows of all time. Danger Man is actually really extraordinary. And hold the phone. He was, of course, on an episode of Murder, She Wrote.
Nice.
Yep.
And Alka's saying...
And Columbo.
Alka's saying I can get that dual citizenship. All I need to do is give my social security number.
Oh. Just type it into the chat.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Bib.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry about that. Really sorry about that, because taxes really suck in the way that they're done here. Here's my issue with our tax system. It is that they don't just tell us how much money we owe. They're like, we're going to make you do them, and then we're going to jail you if you do them wrong, even if you're a citizen attempting to fill in all the information correctly. And it terrifies the people who are not cheating the system. I swear the people who are cheating the system are like, whatevs. The people who are not cheating the system are the ones who have panic attacks because they're like, oh my God, did I fill out this form right? And it's like the government knows the whole time how much money you owe. So just like tell me and I'll pay it.
Well, the
And
thing
like,
is, I mean, conservatives in this country have, for many, many decades, been setting up systems at every single level of government to make things very unpleasant for the non-wealthy and very simple for the wealthy.
anyway.
And set up rules about who can
I
and
know,
can't be
right,
wealthy.
Miles? Like you fill out a wrong form or like, and they look all the same, or you try to read the tax code and then you go cross-eyed because by page 2 they've repeated themselves in really lengthy clauses 8 times over. Just terrifying.
Right. So now, so here's what happened regarding the poll. We came up with a pretty neat idea during the stream for Hauhoff, and we had a lot of fun with it. I went to write up the poll and realized that there were unintended consequences for some of these things. And I think that we were all very excited initially about an option that might end up being slightly problematic now. But anyway, what we're talking about is ditransitive constructions. So this is something like give. We have this example here. Which one goes up and which one goes down?
You scroll like you're moving on an iPad screen.
That doesn't make sense. An iPad doesn't have a wheel. Anyway, so we have wehu, which is our word for give, bram, which is our word for dog, uhu, which is our word for mouse, oim, which is our new word for stalk of a plant, and then v is the thing for objects. And so what we came up with the following potential options. One was to have a double object construction, and so this would make mandatory word order. So wehu bram vuhu voim, the dog gives the mouse a stalk. And the way it would work is that the first object would be the recipient, the second object would be the patient. Now, where we ran into problems was with the perfective. Because the perfective, we came up with 2 different strategies. One for intransitive verbs, one for transitive verbs. And the option that we came up with for transitive verbs was a serial verb construction that required, in essence, the object to be a patient.
Yeah.
Or expected the object to be a patient. So for that was the dog gives the mouse a stalk. If we want to say the dog gave the mouse a stalk, the way that we figured out that we would have to do it is we would have to flip things around. And so Cole, which was our perfective marker, and was being used serially so that it was the second one. So like, if the dog saw the mouse, it was see dog, catch mouse, or the dog chased the mouse, we chase dog, catch mouse, and so on. We'd flip the whole thing around. Even though the main verb is give, the main verb would now be Cole, which was catch. And so we have catch, dog, stalk, because we now changed the word order. And the serial verb is now wehu, give. It's being essentially treated like a preposition. So catch, dog, stalk, give, mouse. And I thought that worked actually very, very well. And I was pretty happy with that. Then we got to the genitive direct object, and I wasn't necessarily happy with how this one worked. So we have wehu bram ai om vuhu. So the give the dog of a stalk to the mouse. That's how semantically it works, and it means the dog gives a stalk to the mouse in the past tense. Technically, if that is our construction, wehu isn't ditransitive, wehu is transitive. The object is the mouse, which is a recipient, but it's being treated as a patient. We might even say that the genitival construction is optional. because it's not really governed by anything.
I just now noticed a typo.
Where? Is it an important one?
Should be gave.
Gave. That is kind of a crucial one. Sorry, so the bottom one should be gave. Anyway, so the I oim could be optional, or we could just say it's necessary, even though it's not a core argument. So, for example, with put, put requires some sort of locative argument, but it's not core, and it can be whatever you want. So you can't say, you know, I put the shoes. You have to put them somewhere, but you can put them on something, in something, over something, under something, whatever you want. It just needs something to be there. So we could say that that's the same with this. Anyway, so for the past tense, if, theoretically, wehu is a transitive verb with a recipient object, then there's no issue, and we retain the same serial verb construction, and so it is give dog of stock catch mouse, where the catching of the mouse is still commensurate with it being a recipient. This was a little bit off. This was the last place option.
Chris is suggesting a system like Finnish.
That's exactly what we were doing. Maybe you weren't here last week, Chris. So then there's C, the indefinite genitive object. So this is where we have both objects, both constructions, but in one of them we have a genitive object which is indefinite, and for the other one we have the double object construction where the both objects are definite. This is why this one is a little wonky. Originally for A, with the double object construction, we had a whole rationale. Wehu was a ditransitive verb, and so it had a different type of perfective form. But now we can't really do that because in the top one, wehu has double object, and the bottom one, it only has the one. And so the compromise I came up with, yeah, because they treat the verb wehu as something inherently different. In A, the verb is so different that it can't directly participate in the perfect strategy. That's why we had the situation for A. In B, it's a simple transitive verb, and so nothing changes. So here is what we are going to have to end up doing for this one. We're going to have to say that wehu is transitive, the patient is an adjunct, and is, oh gosh, like this is so crazy. I actually wrote all the things I'm saying. That's so wild.
So you haven't changed your mind. That's good, right?
No, yeah. So in this one, so wehu is transitive. The patient is an adjunct. When it's definite, it's rendered as a second object. When it's indefinite, it's rendered as a genitival object. In both cases, it's optional. The true object is always the recipient, which is mouse. And so for the perfective marker col always comes before the recipient, wherever it is. And so for this reason, the perfective from A is different from the perfective from C in the double object construction. There's no reordering of the verbs. Instead, it's very simple. Wehu, bram, kol, vuhu, voim. And then it's just voim on the end there. So that was it. I know we were all very excited for C before we did this. Once I wrote this up, I was less excited about C. And now that I see the results, I'm even less excited. I was really pulling for A.
I asked you.
It was, but then we got busy.
Legit.
We got busy.
No, you cannot blame that because I said something well before we got busy today.
I know, but I just forgot about it anyway.
Anyway,
So C1 and a squeaker, basically it was the confidant poll that decided the whole thing because the other two polls, A and C, were tied. So yeah, and now we're stuck with this indefinite definitive object, which is cool semantically. I just morphologically, I think it's a little silly. It doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't necessarily have to make sense though, because these things are grammaticalized and speakers just start making patterns based on what makes sense of other patterns, not what makes sense semantically from the original.
The reason that I think it doesn't make sense is that a verb like give is going to be so old that it's weird that Cole would have lost its original semantic nature by the time it was analogized.
Then, when we had a discussion this morning, you shouldn't have just written it off.
Well, I didn't remember any of it until I just read it right now.
Hey, Carl.
So
anyway,
I
mean, looked at it because you told me to look at it this morning.
We'll do it. I mean, it's and I want to make clear what Jesse said is absolutely correct, which is by the time it gets grammaticalized, its meaning, the meaning of catch is no longer associated with it. It's just that the most basic ditransitive verb is give, and it's probably going to be a very old verb. And so it's hard to imagine that there was a time where people were using coal without remembering its semantic nature, using it for it's hard to imagine saying
no wait
give
though,
dog catch
yes,
to
no,
mouse.
but like give is old, yes, but like maybe the perfective is just not as old, and so when it was introduced it was like, well, let's just like analogize this and place it here and not think too much about it.
That doesn't make sense though, because
it doesn't matter what makes sense. This is what we're going with because that's what people voted for.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna option 3. Both exist.
Yeah.
David is so happy.
I mean, we know Biblaridian's watching. It's just humiliating.
I'm going to change this to black. We need to type it up.
Yeah.
We know this because the example gives that.
So this is fine. We need to type this up. And then we'll just need to make the note about the perfected.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And no, Chris, we can't. We gave up that right. I think it was it last season or the season before?
I feel like it was last season.
We gave up the right to override polls.
Because David wanted to override a big poll, and I think it was for the cat language. I feel like it was for Sarkisier.
Yeah.
And I say, well, no, I guess we were working on Mokotiju upstairs as well. I just remember being in the upstairs office when we did it.
Yeah.
So.
Case of ditransitive verbs, the distinction is drawn between definite and indefinite objects. I should write direct objects.
Yeah.
2 different instructions are used depending on whether the patient is...
and by the way, the goal was to make David think more about the options he gave our patrons to vote on, because he needed to make sure he was okay with any of the results, because he kept adding in this like alternate 4th option, and thinking it was a joke option, and then it kept winning. And And then he was getting upset. And so one time he was so upset that he changed it and was like, we're taking this away. And then he was like, I promise to never do that again.
Yeah.
And so all that is to say, if he didn't like this option, we should have changed it, because as you were writing it up and you didn't like the perfective, we should have changed it.
It was the nasal vowels and sarcasm. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Well, in this case, though, I was very happy with all three options until I started writing up the poll and remembered the perfective and how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it was like, that was when the problems came in. It was just the perfective and how we did it.
I don't know, but this is totally flipped up. How embarrassing.
That's where I keep my cigarettes.
I don't see a hair. No, not one that's not attached anyway.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if I see one.
No.
All right. And now do the write-up on the perfective, your favorite bit.
Okay, here are two. Well, I guess it's only one example with two parts. Here is a bipartite illustrative example.
You're right, Magpie. They weren't joke options per se. They were just like these throw-on options that were not fully thought through. And then they would win, and we would have to think through them.
Okay. Let's see. So for
Carl just compared us to primates grooming each other. I just want to say.
How dare. How dare. All right. For definite direct objects, a double object construction is used, where the second object is the patient. The primary object of the ditransitive verb is the recipient, and it occurs in standard object position. The next object is an optional adjunct object. It is the patient, the thing given.
Nice.
All right. For indefinite objects, direct objects, a genitival phrase is added directly after the subject. This phrase is too optional. No, I don't like that. Is likewise optional. Yeah.
Well, when I heard it, I heard it without commas, and so it's like it's too optional. Like it shouldn't be that optional. There's more discussion about voting chaos.
Okay. And then the final note. In the perfective, the auxiliary, if it can be called that, / particle, whatever it is, doesn't really matter, col occurs directly before the primary object. That is the recipient. Examples are shown below. We'll go ahead and change the verb to past tense in English just for fun.
To make it match?
Yeah. Yeah, as a little
You
treat
did
for the
on C.
viewers.
You did on C, not on B. B was the only one you didn't do that, and I missed it the first time reading through. So.
All right. There we go. All right.
Done and done. That's right, Mateus.
Oh my.
All right.
Oh.
You ready?
Gosh, Jesse. No, I can do a better Mickey Mouse. Hold on. Gosh, Jesse. What do we do next?
Well, do you remember the whole reason we talked about this?
No. Hey, look at that.
Like, that was the whole reason, because we were essentially like, what else do we need to fill out before you start working on the font?
Yeah.
And this was a blank section, and like these we should be able to fill in based on what we have, but we had never discussed indirect objects. And so that was the entire reason we needed to do that section, was so we could then do a relative clause.
All right. So now we have to remember how to do relative clauses.
But we do need to hear David doing that voice in Sarkishe. The Mickey Mouse voice? So much love to you, Mateus.
Okay.
A shirt that, by the way, I need to become our patron, so I get too. I need to like patronize us, so I get all the things.
Yeah, like they didn't, like, there was a thing where it's like, you know, hey, if you want an example of your merchandise, then just make a note. And they never got back to us.
Oh, no, Jonathan wants to hear the Mickey Mouse voice reading Wokutiju, since it's the mouse language.
Oh man.
They just used the wrong language name momentarily. So David's gonna open something up here, and
I don't even remember how anything is said in that. Hold on.
the little things just indicate tone. You're fine. Wokutiju is one of the more straightforward languages in terms of pronunciation.
In terms of pronunciation, I suppose, yeah.
But you don't need to go off example. Go with the examples we already have.
I don't know which one's more difficult, this one or Tabahla, in terms of actually
Well, that's,
using the darn
listen,
thing.
no, that's a different question. I'm just saying pronunciation wise, when you see what's written.
Oh.
All right, David has to do a little laugh before he gets into his Mickey Mouse voice. Mickey Mouse doing adjectives, that does not work, I don't think.
How about this one? He doesn't sound like he has a very good accent, but then I suppose Mickey wouldn't. ¿Cómo estáis, amigos? I mean, that pretty much sounds like how Mickey would do Spanish.
Oh my gosh. This is some good stuff here.
Yeah.
Although Mateus says it's disturbing, and Veronica is a little bit concerned about what fever dream is happening.
That's we could.
Well, first of all, Mickey is spelled with an EY, Carl. Second of all,
we could do the rest as
Mickey
as
goes
Elmo.
where David goes. No, please, no.
No, Elmo's going to do an indirect object.
No.
Do you know how to do relative clauses, Jesse?
Just no. 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 Okay.
In all seriousness, Elmo doesn't remember how to do relative clauses.
Well, we have these very obvious examples written up, David.
Let's copy and paste for starters.
What is the evolve?
Let's see. So the dog that the mouse sniffs. So this would be the dog that the mouse. Well,
Oh, Evap is of the sniffing,
gave um,
right?
gave a stalk. So this is going to be indefinite.
In English, don't we need to say to after that? That the mouse gave a stalk to? Chase the cat? That's how I would say that.
You can, but you don't have to.
I don't like the dog that gave the mouse. Sorry. The dog that the mouse gave a stalk chased the cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
Um,
Oh my goodness.
one sneeze.
Tell you we didn't get the storm effects, thank goodness, from the hurricane, but I swear we did get all the things blowing in the air, and I've been really struggling. Woo. Okay.
Okay, so
Thank you, Ragdoll.
wehu, we need, does anything happen to wehu? It does, it becomes a V, doesn't it? Evehu. Because this actually becomes much simpler.
This is after the I, right? Yeah. Okay.
This is, yeah.
Wait, what is OM?
Ooh, wait a minute.
I don't remember what the hey is.
Why is that there? Okay, the dog that the mouse sniffed.
Hey is a sequential.
No, I know.
Okay. I literally don't. He sniffs and caught the mouse.
Yeah, I don't.
Of the sniffing and catching of the mouse. I 100% forgot this strategy.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why the mouse is in the same position for both of these. I guess it's because the verbs had to be conjoined.
The giving of the stalk and the catching of the mouse. Chase the cat.
That's weird, though. That's weird, though.
That is weird because that should be the object, not the giver.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Mm. I am not happy with this, David. First, we should probably do a present tense. The dog that the mouse is giving a stalk to chase the cat. Or is chasing the cat, whatever. I just. The dog of the giving of the stalk and the catching of the mouse. That does not work for me. But now I'm wondering, does it even work for me up here with the sniffing? The dog of the sniffing and catching of the mouse. I guess it has to work because if it were not genitive, then it would be he caught the mouse. The genitive is what makes the mouse the subject of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Word order may change because of the genitive.
Yikes.
So right here, let's focus on this one up top here because it doesn't have the added confusion of the perfective. We have 3 consecutive genitival phrases. The dog, of the giving of the mouse of a stalk, or of the giving of a stalk of the mouse. What order do you prefer?
Are we sticking with the definite indefinite reading from up above? Shouldn't that matter? But from there then. Oh my goodness. So if we go by this though, if we want some versus the.
This one is subject, patient, recipient. This one is subject, recipient, patient.
So shouldn't we follow them?
Which one?
Both? And it should be subject, recipient, patient if it's definite, and then the other way around if it's indefinite?
I think it should probably be nullified.
It has to be nullified, doesn't it? Because
I think subjects
genitive.
I think subjects should come last.
Yikes.
I think essentially the order should be, you know, V, D, O, I, O, S for these genitival phrases.
And here IO is gone because it's the subject of the sentence.
Yeah.
And so it really has to be IO en my ojo. Okay.
Or all this.
Hekol. No, evehu ayum hekol ayuhu.
Either that or this thing can move after that.
I think it should move, and I don't know why.
Trust that instinct. Somehow we need to make a note that this can be either, I mean, I hate to do this.
A/the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do that because we otherwise do have a distinction in the non-relative clause version.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yikes a doodle do.
Well, I was just thinking yikes a doodle. Aww.
You
must be rubbing off on me.
Either that or t'other way around.
I feel like you're the Yikes-a-doodle-doo speaker.
But even though it's a little early.
I was just thinking I totally missed out on making us food before the stream, and I should have, because my stomach is letting me know that I missed out on making food. Wow, David.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Your flaxen hair about it.
Yours is upside down.
What?
You cheers me upside down.
There we go.
Ooh, that was a little clean, too.
Yeah, that was nice. See, I undid it well. This really looks like a proper Kopi Con. I'm sorry, Kopi Co.
Why does it look like a proper one?
It looks
What
like
do
it wasn't
improper ones?
mangled on the inside for once. Yeah, it's a little mangled.
Well, the joy is in the melting of them.
Kopi Co. The joy is in the melting of them. That's good. Well done.
Thank you. Okay. Do we know how to do the add position object ones, or do we want to just run away?
You need an add position. The questions you're asking, Matthias, I think betray some understandings about what fiat lingua is. First of all, you can send me whatever you want, whenever you want. I mean, maybe arrange them thematically. I don't know. How long do I need to upload them? I imagine it would take a matter of seconds. We have pretty good internet. In terms of what is the lead time for publication right now, we are set until January of next year. We also have other things in there. I just haven't bothered to actually get it queued up. Anyway, I am somewhat concerned that I might need to bump some people in favor of Jesse. We will see.
For the thing that's coming out in time for KopiCon?
Mm-hmm. I already had to bump bump people in favor of Jesse this year. I think if this continues, might be
favoritism.
Yes, I might be convicted of favoritism and
nepotism, maybe,
and taken to task, reported to my superiors, and who knows, the sterling reputation of Fiat Lingua, premier journal of conlanging, it may be smirched.
May be smirched or be besmirched?
That's for you to decide.
Okay.
Spouse.
With a C.
You like that?
I do.
That's a spouse when the spouse is some sort of vegetable.
Spruce. It's a spruce spouse.
All
I
right.
like it. Like it.
It feels like that would have been the name of some sort of a 70s sitcom that only ran for one season but had 70 episodes. I'm thinking of Soap. Do you know Soap? The show? Are you aware of Soap?
Outside of soap you use, no.
It was a parody soap opera. It was called Soap, and it was starring Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, so Mateus, he does one a month, and so it's not that there's a limited amount of slots and that yours won't be published. It's that it goes into a queue, and it's it's every first of the month, and so if there are others already queued up, then yours may take a little bit. It may not be published next month, but it'll be it'll be in there. So it's just it's just a matter of waiting once it's been actually submitted.
I hope I don't have to push anybody because they've already been pushed. And one of these guys was asking me like, "Oh, when is my thing going to be published?" And it's like it's getting
In Mateus, it's totally fine to upload them to something else and also submit them to Fiat Lingua.
there. Yep.
Like that's totally fine, because there are definitely conlang descriptions that are available elsewhere, but then people also sent them to Fiat Lingua um, as a PDF. And so really it's just that sort of PDF documentation that is really helpful for people who, are looking for an article to be able to download, or if they're just perusing the Fiat Lingua, um, backlogs and whatnot. It's really helpful to have it up in multiple locations in multiple formats.
Wow. Soap ran for 4 years. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Surely we have an example with.
Are you telling me Leslie Nielsen wasn't in Soap? What was the thing he was in?
I stopped listening to you. I was looking for an example. How long did Soap run? And who
4
was in
years.
it?
Leslie Nielsen wasn't in Soap.
Mm.
What was the thing I was remembering that he was in?
Goodness. I really thought we had some example sentences with adpositions outside of their uses for grammatical things, and I guess we don't. Oh, I think Magpie is saying Police Academy.
He wasn't in Police Academy. He was in Police Squad.
Oh, Veronica. Yeah, Police Squad is what Veronica meant to type. You have to look at Veronica's message. Typos are the best.
Wow.
It was
Voice
like
accord.
it was like such fast typing that the keyboard just couldn't keep up, and I totally understand that. And I'm guilty of the like I type without looking, and there are times where my fingers are absolutely just like shifted over one key. And if you just type by feel without looking when you're shifted over one key, absolute nonsense comes out.
Check this out. He was not only in an episode of the original Kung Fu, but he was in Fantasy Island. I never saw Fantasy Island.
Never even heard of Fantasy Island.
The plane. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Okay, so we do have at least one adposition. That isn't one of our usual. What is it?
I'm gonna let you find it.
I mean, Bonale. Okay, no, that's combined one. Ihawa. It's another combined one. Didn't we have one where we like made it? You know what? We'll do this one.
Look for prep without a dot. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. If we do use onale, it is the comitative at the side of.
Yeah. We also have in the belly of. That's
That
used
one.
for adverbs.
Right. And that doesn't seem
Yeah, it doesn't
like a good
yeah,
relative
It
clause.
doesn't. Yeah.
But
Okay,
if we
onale.
say the
With.
cat or the dog
We got it.
that walked with the cat chased the mouse, chased the cat that walked with them.
Yes. Here we go. The dog that
Did something with the mouse.
that the mouse walked with. Do we have a word for walk?
That's a really good question. I think we definitely have run. We do have walk.
Oh, we do have walk.
Vroom. Vroom.
Okay.
We have two.
And I have a pretty good idea how this is going to have to work. Okay. So what is walk? It's gvum.
Yeah, G-V-U-M.
I need that in the genitive.
So I think it's a gloom still.
What in the genitive?
Oh, home.
A room. Okay.
Home.
All right. A room est cool. Ayuhu. And then, what's our, is it anal? Or is it anal? Or onal? Is it onale? Oh.
It's onale, right? Yeah. Onal. Nal.
All right. Now, I know we only did first and second person pronouns. What were we doing for third person? Were we using demonstratives?
I thought we were using demonstratives, but...
Okay, let's go to the demonstratives. But no, I never saw Fantasy Island. I guess it was never on the TV when I put it on.
And it would be, because he's walking with him, it'd be proximal, right?
I've seen episodes and episodes of I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched. Okay. Proximal animate or distal animate. We're talking about the dog that the mouse walked with. So it's the person that's saying this sentence, and they're coming up to you, and they're informing you reluctantly the dog that the mouse walked with chased the cat.
Why is it reluctant?
Because you thought they were getting on so well. All right, so let's give me the distal animate. Quim. Okay, so now I need quim, and I need the genitive of it.
So it would be quim, yeah?
Yes. A quim.
Because that one that depended on whether it started out as a Q or not?
It didn't because of the labialization. Okay. Now the last thing was that an e or an a? So is it a whim or a whim? It's a whim. All right, we've done it. So I entreat you, I invite you to go back to where we were, and this is what we have. And that is, the dog that the mouse walked with chased the cat. Literally chased the dog of the walking and catching of the mouse with him, the cat. And this, since we do possessives with prepositional phrases, and we can change add position to preposition. Oh. Let's just say preposition object. We can get rid of possessive. I know.
Oh, hi, Jake. Welcome to the hour of this is why you don't do relative clauses in Howlf and why speakers on the daily would just be like, we're going to use serial constructions. Because, yikes.
I tried to put...
Really, David? Yikes.
I tried to help. Like, you want to just do...
I always did object/preposition.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, then don't do it.
That would seem to indicate that it was either a direct object like this or a preposition like this.
It's object of a preposition. The slash is just the of. Okay. So now that we finished the relative clauses,
it's done. We've done all that.
Not super happy, but
well, are you just unhappy with the formatting, but are you unhappy with the way that this works?
What formatting would I be unhappy with?
The fact that we can't write prepositional out all the way.
I don't care about that. I would have just done preposition object. I didn't care about the ol, just like add positional object was not what you typed originally. You just did add position object. Why not just make it preposition object?
Well then, because I thought you objected.
No, I am objecting to like how awful this is.
Oh, really?
That's a lot of
It's the dog of the mouses walking with him, essentially.
Anyway,
it's a little easier
so
if you say it like that.
From here, though.
Yeah.
It's font work, right? Like, what else? What else do you want to do? We have filled
Pretty
out
much,
this language way more than we filled out any other language on LTS.
Yeah, I mean, we can work on these tables here. But the very first thing that we are going to have to do is work that I don't think that we can represent visually. We have to go through and make a decision about which sounds are going to be associated with which glyphs based on the results of the poll. And the fact that some of these can only be associated with certain sounds, which is going to, bump out others. So it's kind of okay, I suppose, yeah, you're right. Here.
All right, so which one's one?
Okay, so I need, oh, I'm sorry. I need, I'll put them
Our
right back.
dinosaur got knocked over.
I need a pen that is
Not
orange. Do you have an orange? I have an orange one. Okay.
Do I have an orange pen?
Okay.
Oh, Jonathan, he knocked our dinosaur over. Okay.
So why don't we actually just do it this way? Let's start with number 1 and then go from there. Okay, number 1 was a possum. And
Is there 2 P? No, there's only 1 P.
There's only 1 P. And we do not have a word for an opossum yet. Is that correct?
I don't think so.
Okay, so do something like a possum equals question mark, or
Yep,
yeah.
she's the only one found.
So it's open. Okay, and can you put a number, please? Yeah. Interesting.
Why?
They're both bold. Ah, all right. Okay, so good. That one is open. Number 2.
Wait, it's right there.
You found it. Number 2 is bush.
Which should also be open.
Yeah.
I do not remember doing
Totally
that.
open. Number 3, it was over here. Cloud.
Also open.
Yeah. 4.
And thank you, Magpie.
4 was the pointy uppy ear, and that is, or a sticky uppy ear, you know.
We had this one.
And we do, yeah. It's going to be, so it's Kai.
And so we're representing the initial uvulars separately in the writing system?
Yes.
Okay, so. And then I don't know if this actually matters, but.
Just as long as we're consistent. But you should probably put the asterisk. Yeah. Okay, and then I am going to now cross that out over here. Okay, I should just cross out the number because I put numbers up there. Okay, all right. Number 5 was cat.
We have that.
Yeah, and this is it starts with it's eh, and so it starts with a vowel, and so it's going to get first dibs on the empty character. So if you can put
empty.
Yes, or put like a great big circle with a line through it.
Oh, actually, I think I put that in here somewhere. But
hold on, wait.
Where's?
Hold on.
But wait, why isn't this popping up?
But that's not what we want.
There we go. I want this.
Why?
Because then I can come here and get the giant null symbol. Isn't that what you want, the null?
But you can just type it. That.
Well, I'm glad you typed it in the wrong place.
I know. Okay, so now this is, after this is where things are going to get a little hairy. 6. Tooth.
I don't think we had tooth.
All right.
I'm going to double check while you look for 7.
Yes. 7 is mountain, which we also don't have. 8 is fish, which we also don't have. 9 is tree, and we do have that. It's fell.
That's right, and it's fell.
Yeah, and so it's going to be the yes, phi. And the way this should work, it should be going to 10. No, wait, no, there's another 9. Rock.
I don't think we had that.
No. All right. 11 is also tied, I believe. So we have either to wag or tail. And so we have something for to wag. We don't have anything for tail. So this is either going to be a T.
Aspirated?
Yes, an aspirated T or a question mark, depending on what we need it to be. The other 11 is floppy ear. And now this is the one where we're really running into problems. Floppy ear begins with a vowel.
What was a floppy ear? Allo. And so is its protoform just ah? Al. Okay.
Yeah. So this is where we might need to ask for our first poll with the viewers. All right, let me cross that out.
Did we have any others that were supposed to be empty?
Well, I'll tell you why I raise it with this one. We know that the wagging tail is going to be in, which is this one. And then the floppy ear is actually the exact same glyph. And so if we get rid of the floppy ear, then we'll have that floppy ear glyph with a diacritic, but not its original. And so what I wanted to propose was that even though it was more highly ranked, we eliminate cat as the empty character, and instead use the floppy ear as the empty character, and we use cat as a diacritic. Now, we might keep cat as a main character and have two empty characters.
What if one of them became associated with the coda, even though it's kind of weird, like is instead of the initial, because
okay.
it's like it's still a strong sound.
What was the word for floppy ear?
With the LW, and so it becomes allo.
Oh, okay.
And so
I have 4 potential solutions. I'm going to write them up. I'm going to run them by you before I make this a real poll.
I should put cat into the dictionary. Oops, wrong way. Okay, I've got the protoforms here.
Okay. I think that this will be okay. Yeah. All right. Option 1 is that cat is going to become our glyph for h.
Okay.
The only other ones on here that have a claim to it are howl, which plays 26th, and so it's pretty far down, and run, which was our last place one.
Okay.
Another option is that floppy ear, which whose protoform was alwa, right?
Yeah, I've got it up on the screen if you need to.
Yep. Becomes our glyph for that.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have anything else that was slotted for it. Cat becomes diacritic only, or both are empty, and it would be a front back thing. What do you think?
This feels like a 3-part poll. I don't think this is going to fit because they restrict you on number of characters you can have, but I want to say cat becomes h / floppy ear becomes empty.
Yeah.
Well, as long as people remember this, what they're actually voting for is both. Like you're actually voting for
Okay, yeah,
sets of different things.
I'll explain them. Okay, so we're going to have 4 options here. Option 1 is cat, whose protoform is becomes the new glyph for he, and floppy ear is the empty character. Option 2, the floppy ear glyph becomes our glyph for the labialized L. Its protoform is al. So it was an A followed by a labialized L. And then cat becomes the empty character. The third option is that cat becomes a diacritic only, and it's going to be associated with palatalization. Mm-hmm. And then floppy ear becomes the empty character. And then the last option is that there's 2 empty characters. Essentially, one of them is for front vowels and one of them is for back vowels. And so they would both fulfill that function. Do you like that?
And then the only other thing to mention is if you missed what David was saying, if cat becomes the h, that affects 2 other glyphs that were in the top.
Actually,
one was near the bottom, but it was still in. I thought we had 26.
So one of them was completely out.
Right. But and wasn't one of them in?
The other one was 26th, which was a maybe.
Because that was the howl.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes. All right. So poll is up, and again, this is cat. This is, you know what? Can we open up the old? Or did we put?
This was
I put. Oh, good. Oh, here we go.
All right. So cat was up. Oh, here's floppy ear.
Yeah, that's floppy ear, and then that's the wagging. So you can see how they're the same glyph.
Right? And then cat rather is here.
Yeah.
I can't get them on one screen, I don't think.
We need more votes and Bibleridian to vote. Also, Carl's vote counts for 5.
Does that mean Carl should like text you or something?
Unless Carl's driving.
Carl was typing earlier. That means. I'm just gonna keep going while we wait. It's 13. Here's 14. I don't see another 13, so we should be good. And if we have a 14, that means I'm really good. Sleep, which should be proto-M, I think is what that says. Oh yeah, mer. Oops.
Somebody's asking if you can show the glyphs again, Jess.
Yeah.
And tongue is regular L, not labialized L.
So here is the floppy ear, and one reason David doesn't want to just get rid of that is because we then have floppy ear with a diacritic, essentially. I mean, they come from different places, but they sure look the same. And then cat is down here. This one right there.
All right. I think that we're not going to get any more votes in.
Oops.
There's another vote. But...
Is it now what you... Oh, well, shiitake. Mouse is another one that should be empty.
Yeah, I know.
And it's in there as well.
I know. It's really low down though, so.
those were both tied at 16. David's having existential crisis. Just let's see if I can find 17 on here. Oh no, I wouldn't have a 16. I should have an 18 is what I'm looking for. Because they were tied.
I didn't know you were talking about the poll, Jonathan. What did you want to keep it open for?
To sign into other accounts. Flower. Whoops. Oh, that was a funny typo if you saw that.
Yeah, Jonathan points out rightly we might be able to solve some of these with synonyms. It seems unlikely with mouse. Oh yeah, that probably wasn't going to happen. We had more votes than viewers, Jonathan. Okay. So we should go up and resolve this.
Oh, sure, but I was making sure there wasn't another 21. And I think there may be, because I see 23s. Oh, there it is, bird. Okay.
Okay, so cat is going to be the empty glyph.
Okay. And then floppy ear will be
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So now we can move on from bird.
We have bone. And we came up with a word for grass. I was going to look for that, but I didn't want to move.
K.
Is it just a K?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Aspirated.
Wait. It's KW. That's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bone, I don't think we had. That's a 23. Do we have another 23? So I know once we get down here, we had a lot of ties. Here's a 23. Legs.
Leg.
Okay, and then 25. Unless we have another 23. Oh, here's 25. Sit. And 26 is squirrel. And then wait, was 26 our cutoff? What was our cutoff?
I don't know. We just have to keep going until we run out.
Howl.
Yeah. And then let's see, we've got T taken care of. We have that B taken care of.
Okay, I don't see 27, but I also don't see another 26. Or sorry, a 28 rather. Mushroom is the other 26. And then
that's it. We can probably.
I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah, we can probably stop there. So, okay, we've got a lot of glyphs that need to be assigned. Oh, which one is huh? That was
Wait, the H? Howl?
no.
Oh.
Dig. So go ahead and write dig down there. It should be like number 0 or something. But
Oh, because we have to have it?
yeah, we already, yeah. And that's it's just regular huh, not labialized. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, so at this point then we just need to come up with a lot of words. And then like, and yeah, for like mouse, like I don't think that there's a separate word for mouse. And Jonathan is suggesting a word for rat. That's a potentiality. Another thing is a word for squeak or something like that.
But just say, I'm gonna do something a little controversial. Just don't. Because I just want to see what we have and what we don't have for the proto.
Are you gonna color the ones that we've got or delete them?
Delete them.
Oops. Here, can I help you out?
Well, yeah.
All right.
These are middle stages, so we don't need those, we don't need those, and we don't need these. Okay, so these are our proto-consonants. We have the H.
We do?
Howl, right? Or did we not need that one?
Oh yeah, no, I guess you're right. I guess it will be howl. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. And then we have the KW, H, because that is grass. Yeah. Okay. The L is tongue, so we're going to get rid of that. And we just voted to make the LW floppy ear.
Yes.
And so we're done with that. Okay. Well, we don't quite have that. We know tree is going to be the F.
Yeah.
Okay. This one, we kind of had a question mark. The M is going to be to sleep, so we've got that. We have the QH and the H.
Already got rid of them.
Okay. QH, H.
We have
we had the
differentialized B. I
B,
got rid of it.
Perfect. And then I already got rid of the H. So
okay.
the up here we have to wag / tail could be the aspirated T.
Let's do it. Let's just do wag.
Okay, so to wag.
Because I'm pretty sure that that was yeah, wag has aspirated T.
Okay.
And
15.
But all right, I say otherwise. Let's start from the top and.
Oh, we're not going to need these at the bottom. That's for sure.
Probably, yeah. Let's start from the top and start with our word for opossum. And decide what we want it to be.
And it's got to start with one of these. And I'm going to take out this little slashy because that was just for pronunciation for how we produce it. That was not anything different. So what does opossum feel like it starts with? Gosh. I feel like it's going to be something that can be palatalized. Like a K-E something? Wouldn't that palatalize it?
Yeah, so, or a D. Anything in the alveolar and velar column that isn't labialized.
Can it be pharyngealized? That doesn't get palatalized, does it?
It does, yeah.
It does? Yeah. Oh my. D-E. All right, I'm going to throw out D-E-H because that would become like jich, right?
Yeah, I'll run it. Pharyngealized or not?
Regular.
Oh, no, D-E-H just becomes death. It's got to have the two vowels.
Like Ishwa. Can we do... No, it can't be Shwa. No. How about Deu?
Okay. That would be Juh.
What does Deu come out as? Probably
Juh. No, that's also Ju.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
All
Okay,
right. There
that's
we go.
my vote. Magpie is suggesting kun, like knan, but we don't need a KH.
Yeah.
No, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We do. Sorry, we had the qua, not the ka.
There's no N.
It is, yeah, so we could do come, but we could not do kun.
I like ja. I say we just go with that. Because like we don't want to get hung up on too many of these. Like look at the list and throw out suggestions, because we don't want to have a vote for every single one of these. Here I'm doing it.
You're doing it? Okay,
yeah. So I'm just throwing that in. I'm actually going to create the word for possum and just add it to our dictionary.
You're doing it right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So D is gone. Bush is the next one up. And what does... Oh, no, that one's too much like that. I need to remind myself how some of these are going to be affected. Right. I'm going to throw out one here. Whoops. There we go. I'm just going to do that. Juan. I like that. Okay. So, what do you think about Juan for bush?
Oh.
Juan.
Yeah, and as a reminder, the glyphs for bush and cloud are the same, but with like a little extra thingy. So if you want to make them related, that's something to think about.
Oh, well,
it would
in
be
that
incidental.
Case, we already... Oh, no, wrong R. Where's my R here? And, whoops. All right, and the one for bush has a thing and cloud does not, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about for bush then doing Juan?
Yeah.
And then whatever cloud starts with is just the R.
Oh, that could be fun.
Like home.
I love both of those.
Cool. We should double check and make sure they aren't already on there. And I forgot how to do the upside down R.
Let me do it.
Okay.
And then is that right?
This is actually a schwa
Okay.
in the protoform, but it comes out as Juan and then home.
All right, I'll delete those as soon as I don't need them anymore.
Okay. And so that will take care of the two uvular R's. Okay. Ooh, we got the Q. Okay. I mean, tooth feels like it needs to be like a stop. Maybe a D, a G. I like the alveolar better though. I feel like they'd be hitting there. Going for a B, huh, Tabby? Oh, that sounds a little bit like bite. How about the, 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 let's see. The, gosh, those are, whoops. What is a double? Hmm. It's always fun just to remind yourselves what these forms come out as. Oh, well, that's fun, Miles. Let me type that in. Where? Oh, I like that. All right, bird. Bird, where are you? There you are, bird. Okay, and it becomes. That's how we do schwas in this language, I think. Okay, that's fun, Miles. Whoops, whoops, whoopsie do. Okay. Okay, and I'm actually. Oh, well, that's kind of fun. If we want the protoform to be totally different from the. For tooth, I'm going to switch your suggestion, Tabby, and do tib, which becomes tib. No, tib with a schwa. Oh, wait, it's an O that we're doing as the schwa, isn't it? The O, not the ah.
What? No.
Oh, no, that's right. That's, whew, I'm good. I'm good. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Little chub mudge in there.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
We needed the TH, right? No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Doggone it. All right, that's going to become, and let me, did that backwards. Let me double check. That shouldn't change anything though. Right. Okay.
Exactly, Jonathan.
Okay. Whew. All right, so then that will take care of this. Okay. A mountain is a word. Bum. I like that. Bum. Although I should be checking these too. Bim. Oh, we already have bim and brim. So we should do something other than bum. We should do maybe ugh. Let's see what that comes out as. Ugh. Sticking with it. All right, mountain is going to be vach.
Nice.
Okay. Wobe. Wobe. All right, let's check that. That's so funny. We have to stick with it. Wobe for fish becomes vobe. Vobe.
Oh.
Bob. Vobe.
Ah. Yeah, actually, that's good. And then, like, it'll kind of obscure its origin, too.
Right? This becomes vobe. Okay, and that is great. Okay. Rock. Oh, that has to be uvular. Qua. Quaid. Right, I'm going to search this, but then also I'm going to take half of your suggestion, Tabby, because I'd already said I cool. All right. Oh, cool. That's fun. Quid. Oh, I feel like quid is more rocky though. And then we need a B. Oh, for puddle, that is totally bull. We're gonna go puddle is bull.
Mm-hmm.
So Tabby, I'm using yours there. Quid, which comes out as quid with a D. Okay. Comes out as should be. Yeah, okay.
Okay, now
And
we have
bull is going to come out as bull.
now we have to take a minute here.
Okay.
Got a problem with vob that we need to think through.
Okay. Ready.
And I think that I know how we need to do it. We need to go to our sound changes, but essentially, or wait, let me explain. For something that is the v in the protoform, when it's preceded by a nasalizing preposition, it becomes a b. When it's w in the protoform, nothing happens to it. So it just becomes, moi or whatever. So this w is becoming a v in front of the o. We need to see what happens first. In other words, to see if this is going to come out as v or b. If it changes to this before we do the nasalization stuff, then it's going to become a B. If it doesn't, then it's going to become a V. So let's go to our sound changes. Oh, I suppose we could do that too.
Sorry, you wanted to
go ahead. Let's see what it does. Put
trace the
ohm in
evolution?
front. No.
Oh.
Put ohm in front of that. Let's see what it decides. Okay, it thinks that it's just staying a V. And to make sure that this is working the way that I thought it should.
Put almond from Bach.
Yeah. Indeed. So Lexergy predicts that there should still be a difference. So let's go to our sound changes and double check to make sure that's accurate.
And
so where does W go to V in front of rounded vowels?
Dognification.
After vowels. It's not that.
But part the second.
Dognification, part the second, which happens late. All right, so Lexergy is
Number
correct.
18.
All right, the distinction is preserved. Fantastic.
Woo!
That's it.
All right, back to it, back to it. All right. We are done with our names. I'm going to go ahead and delete this row because we are done with that one. Okay,
So
okay.
wolf
Let's.
is fish.
Mouse, we don't know what to do with. We could, somebody suggested having some sort of rat or to squeak or
Yeah,
something.
I agree. Could also change it to tail. It'd be kind of funny since dogs have tails, but I mean.
What does it look like? I swear, my mouse is just not responding to me right now. Okay. Wait, this comes out as a schwa, I think. Qua. I am struggling as I try to type. What do you think about some word relating to mouse that is cool? Like whether it's...
We hadn't done an aspirated K yet?
No, that's here not crossed off on the chart.
Huh.
We had done the Q, the T.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Okay. And so to squeak, to scurry.
Ask the patrons.
Can I do polls from here or is it going to break?
You probably can, but I can also do it if you just tell me.
All right, so 4 options. We could have rat, squeak, scurry, tail.
Okay.
And it's going to be cool. This one should be the R. Oops, wrong one. Ah.
All right, that's in motion.
Okay, I have one for nose / snout.
Ooh.
Oh.
Good.
I like it. All right, we only have 3 more.
Yeah.
So we don't actually need howl, which means we could bring back the H for one of these.
We could. We might ask about that.
Okay.
But I think you're right. Yeah, based on the poll, that I think that would make sense to take it out. This looks like we still got some votes out there, so I will not close the poll yet.
Okay. Is it both? What do you think about this for Thorn?
Oh, so it looks like mouse. It looks like mouse with a G in front of it.
What is mouse?
Uhu.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just thinking what it.
It's kind of funny though, because they're both small.
I like it. Okay.
All right, I think I've got to end the poll. It looks like Scurry is the winner by a squeak.
All right, so that will be Scurry. And I'm gonna leave mouse in parentheses because that's what the glyph looks like. But to scurry is the actual word. Flower is going to start with a hua. Quiet. 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 Ooh, I like that. And this turns out to be Hui. That needs to be an ah. Okay, then we're just left with the pharyngeal D for the next word on the list, which is bone. And then we will have, whoops, there we go. We will have a poll that we need to ask. Here in a moment. So be ready. That actually stays. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay.
It says puddle or pond. Which one do you think wool sounds like?
Pedal.
Puddle. All right.
So I'm going to take out pond up here.
I already did.
Oh. So it still worked. How about for bone?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now we have another poll that needs to be asked then because we are out of consonants. But we had leg, sit, and squirrel ranked higher than howl. And howl is our...
Yeah.
So we either need a new word for it.
Okay, well, let's just...
Or we need to skip over 3.
Leg, sit, squirrel, and howl. Let's say which one's going to be our H.
And I'm going to pull up
the images.
The images. Oh, this is going to be all out of order. Okay. I wonder if I can... I'm just going to pull these up in. Howl is one of them. Oh, those are two kind of go together, though. Sit, squirrel.
Right there.
Whoops. Wrong combo, and sit. It was just, oh, leg, sit. I think I'm missing sit.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, I'm going to attempt to open these 4. it. And I'm gonna actually put that there so that way. There it is.
Okay.
Bless you, babe. Squirrel and owl.
All right, so let me say some
Doggone it.
Let me say some things about these. It was my intent that howl would be sit with a diacritic, so those are supposed to be the same shape. E, the legs, is supposed to be a different shape somehow. I think it's a very good thing that all three of these aren't in the system and that only one is going to survive. For squirrel, now we have this shape for rabbit, which was our very last place one. This is a chance to rescue it. I had mentioned that there was a chance that this little bit could be turned into some sort of little diacritic there. I'm waiting for these things to appear on the screen. They are just not, like,
Are you live? You're not live. There you go.
There we go. Okay, yeah. So yeah, there you have it. And so now I'm going to put them in the order that they are on the screen. So that's leg, howl, squirrel, sit. And the poll is off. So whichever one of these wins, if it's howl, we already have the word. If it's squirrel, legs, or sit, we're going to create a word for that that starts with h. Oh, thank you, Ragdoll.
Ragdoll is an excellent blesser.
All right, and this is the word for puddle.
And I think we have an early, no, maybe not. It was an early favorite. It might be dropping down a little bit. Back up, back down. Yeah. Poor little squirrel. And this will be the final thing because it is the end of stream time. And so this is our final vote here.
That'll be good, though, because
that'll wrap it up in terms of, and if it is the final,
we're done.
Okay, sit.
Sit. So our word for sit is going to be the winner, and we should come up with some word for it really quick, and then I'll finish entering these in the document.
Do you like home? Hug?
I like hug.
Hug.
I think it's perfect because that's like, when you sit, boom.
There we go.
All right.
Got it. And so.
Good deal. We'll figure out somehow how we're going to do a patron poll because I have no idea.
Oh, this is my pen.
Yeah.
I'm going to cross these out because we did not end up using them. And then, yeah, patrons. I don't know what to tell you. Other than we'll think about it.
Yeah.
We got this.
Maybe we'll do a second number poll per tradition.
To double check to make sure you still want the same numbers you already voted on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we hope you all have a wonderful week. We will see you still in August. We'll see you on the last day of August next Thursday. And in the meantime, stay grammar, everyone.
Oh wait, I'll finish it.
Oh, you.
Sorry, yeah, I can
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
I will not
David's
have
gonna
you suffer that
take us
indignity.
out. David's gonna take us
I
out.
gotta find it first.
Are you sure? I was on the screen.
I'm almost
Oh
there.
my gosh, you're on like 8 screens.
There we go. Bye, everybody.